Hi, hello. I will say happy Monday, but it's not been really all that happy so far, which is why I am so late. Oh dear, yeah. My computer went off again. And I was losing my temper with it, of course, as usual, because I'm not very hot on patience. Anyway, I decided I'd go to knit club and leave it till I got back, till maybe I had a bit more patience and I calmed down a bit. Anyway, I had to go to get my blood test done, for my HB1C, which if you're diabetic, you know what I mean. It's the blood test they do to see how you're performing with your sugars, and I know mine is going to be absolutely rubbish because I've not had my injections, which I called again at the chemist, still no injections, still not got them. So I haven't had my injections for well over a month, and that does affect me. In the fact that I hope these people who are taking Ozempic for slimming do realise that when you don't have them, you put back any weight that you might have lost. But that's not really it. I can't really blame my lack of injections for the weight gain. The weight gain is because I've took my foot off the pedal, if you know what I mean. The eye off the ball, whatever euphemism you want to call it. And I have been eating more than usual, and I have been eating wrong. I'm going to have to take myself to task and say, naughty, naughty, you are misbehaving, which I am wont to do. Anyway, what am I wearing today? I'm wearing the cardigan you've seen me wear many, many times before. It's by Shoulder and Stall, it's cotton, washes absolutely great. I'd never heard of it until I got it off eBay. It's thicker than a double knit. It's probably more like your 4-weight if you're in America. It's not quite an Aran, yeah. So I'm wearing that with I call it khaki green. The dress is khaki green. And I'll show you the cardigan. I don't think I've shown it in full length before. It just fastens with the one button, which I chose to put as a wooden button, and I'm wearing it with a plain dress underneath. I have got the pattern somewhere if you want to know, if you ask me. I maybe can find it somewhere. And as you can tell, I've still got the frog in my throat, which I cannot get rid of. I'm hoping I'm not starting again having to have my throat lasered like I did before. Hope I'm not. Cheers, I've got me Diet Fanta. Hoping that cures the froggy. It might do for a minute or two anyway. That is, I have actually finished the second. Didn't want to do two, but as you know, the first one came out too small. So I girded my loins and got a bigger hook and did a bigger size, and this one has turned out, I think, the right size. Although I haven't actually wet blocked it as yet. So that is what it is. It's the Gulf Coast shrug that I put long sleeves in mine. Don't ask me how I do it. I just start off small and increase up to what I should have increased up to had I been doing the short sleeves. That's all I can tell you. You know me, a free hand or free crochet or whatever. I put the gold buttons on again because again I couldn't find any green buttons in my shed that were anything like, yeah. So what am I doing now? I'm actually knitting. I told you I'd cast on last Wednesday, but I had to put it on one side when I realised that this cardigan wasn't big enough. So I started this one. Don't know if you can see the pattern. It's a very, very ancient pattern. You know me and my ancient patterns. I've actually reprinted it on my computer. So it's in black and white. It's not, my pattern was getting so tatty and ripped. I thought I'm not going to risk, carrying it backwards and forwards and ripping it even more. So I printed it out. So that's the pattern I'm using. It's an emu pattern, but I seem to have lost the number. But that's where it is, an emu pattern. I've made it many, many times in the past. Not the cardigan, not the top. And I decided I wanted to make it again. Yeah. The wool came from the lovely Ephraim. If you come on my live, Ephraim sometimes pops on my live. He sent me a parcel. It's I Love Yarn. Is it? Oh, We Love Yarn. We Heart Yarn. And I couldn't make my mind up where it was from at first. It's a super acrylic, I think, all acrylic. Oh, here we go again with the throat. But when I searched around, I found it came from Hobby or Hobie, however you want to pronounce it. Hobbii, is it? So that's where it's come from. I think it's in Scandinavia, somewhere, Denmark, is it? I know it doesn't come from Turkey, which is different. I don't think it says where the yarn actually comes from originally. It just said it's 100% acrylic. And it's beautifully soft, absolutely beautifully soft. If you are in a position to order from Hobby. I did order. I've got lots and lots of cotton in the shed, which I won't part with because I got it. It was organic cotton, I think, at a bargain price. They were offering it at a certain price for a certain length of time, so I thought, hey ho. And at the time I did have a bit of spare cash, so I got quite a few colours. Unfortunately, I only bought small amounts, which were only really will make either a little sleeveless top or something. I don't think I bought enough of anything to do a long sleeve sweater or a cardigan. And a lot of it that I bought was 4-ply, or if you're in the US, fingering. Because I don't mind crocheting and finer stuff, I don't mind it at all. I just wish we had some summer. I mean, where is the summer? Heat wave, they are joking. There's no heat wave. I've just had a message from a friend. She's in Greece on a holiday. She's from America, but she's in Greece on a holiday. And she just said it's too hot and too hot. And I'm thinking, how come parts of the world are too hot? And yet the UK, or I'm with Tracy Crochet Rocks on this one, I am English. How come England, as well as Wales, Scotland and Ireland, yeah. But how come England doesn't get any sun? I don't know. Anyway, I would recommend this. It's beautifully soft. And I've just knitted a 50 gram up so far and no knots. It's a bit of a change from some of the yarns I've used recently. Anyway, I've gone a bit mad. As you know, I do not do anything that has a face, normally. But I don't know why. I just saw this book and it was only £3. It was one of those second-hand ones you get online. And it's called The Knitted Teddy Bears. It's by Sandra Polly, or Polly? Sandra Polly. Knitted Teddy Bears. I said to my friend, hi Mel, I said, I need some eyes if I ever make the teddy. And she said, well, you know, she knows me. She knows I'll only make one teddy if I make one at all. She said, oh, I've got some eyes, don't worry. So I probably only need one pair of eyes. I'm like that song, aren't I? Take a pair of sparkling eyes. Da, 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 da. You can tell I watched a lot of the good old-time music all on the telly, can't you? Anyway, let me go through all the bits. It's telling you about faces, how to make them look nice, and you know how to embroider the faces to give them expressions. Mine will no doubt not look like that. It'll probably have an eye up here, an eye down there, and it'll look like that. Or very cross. I never get my bears to look pleasant. Right, we've got I've got this frog, I can't get rid of it. I do hope I'm not going to have my throat lasered again. Right, this one's called Annie and George. Aren't they sweet? Aren't they sweet? I'm sorry if you're a crocheter and you don't like knitting, but I think they're so sweet. Annie and George. And they're done in 4-ply, fingering to everybody in America. So I'm going to have to grit my teeth with that one because they're on small needles, I think. Yes, 2 3/4mm needles. Ooh. Oh, but you have to do them tight, otherwise the stuffing pokes out, doesn't it? The filling pokes out. This is Christopher and Rosie. And these are again done in the finer yarn. Christopher and Rosie. They look like a taller bear. The other one was more a little squat bear, wasn't it? That one's a taller bear. This one is called Robert, and he's very studious because he's got his glasses on. There he is. He's got his waistcoat or vest, and he's got his little glasses on. No doubt if I made him, he wouldn't have glasses. Unless I could buy a pair of dolly glasses and stick them on. I'm not very good at bending wires. These are called beginner's bears. They're made like in squares. There might be one to start off with, actually. You know, you make them in rectangles and then you sort of shape them into the shape. Quite what shape they would finish up in if I did them, I don't know. But they're done in worsted, which is a pair of 3mm needles, which probably might not be a bad idea for me to start with, actually. Start with a thicker bear. Thicker bear, you know what I mean. Why am I getting all... Here we've got Thomas. He looks a bit like sort of Rupert Close, doesn't it there? Got his little duffel jacket on and his hat and everything. And we're back to fingering again. I'm going to take this to knit club tomorrow, to the knit club in the afternoon, because one of the ladies there, she's been knitting like a bit of a Paddington. She's been doing it for absolutely ages. We're having a bit of a laugh with her, you know, when will you ever finish it, you know. This one is Thomas, but he's got his sports outfit on. And it's got a little chart if you want to put numbers on. You know, the shirt, you could make that in your favourite, if you are a football fanatic, which I'm not. You could make it in your favourite football colours, couldn't you? And actually embroider the end on. This one is Catherine. Very ladylike, with her little white dress on with the lacy bit and a ribbon in her hair. I think that's just an ordinary organza ribbon. She's done in worsted again, so she's a bigger bear. I think the bigger ones, oh, you've even got instructions on how to get the things together. Oh, I'm not sure how I'm going to get his little legs together with studs. I think my legs would have to get sewn on. Well, not my legs, the bear's legs. What do you have to get those little screw things to put on? You can tell I don't do toys, can't you? I've got no idea what they're called. What does it say? Plastic safety joints. I suppose you have to buy them, don't you? But knowing me, I probably will only ever make one teddy. And I doubt I will need safety joints, you know, to put its arms and legs on. Here we have got is Jack. He's done in fingering. He looks a little bit fluffy actually, but I don't think he is. I don't think he is. He's got felt feet. Say that in a hurry. Felt feet. This one I don't like. It's called Ralph and it's done in fingering, but it looks a bit of a thug, doesn't it? You know, with its trousers half-mast and its little top with its belly hanging out. It looks a bit of a thug. Looks like it's, you know, come out of West Side Story or something, you know. I am a jet, da 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 da. Then we've got Sleepy Sam. Sleepy Sam. I don't know whether it stays in a permanently reclining position or whether you can move it. That one's done in worsted as well, so again it's a bigger bear. I haven't told you how big they are. I don't think it actually tells you, does it? How long they are, how tall they are. I don't think it actually tells you. Oh yeah, it does, approximately 10 inches tall. I'm not going back to read out the sizes of the others because, you know, I'm sure you're not that excited. Bertie and Bruce. My friend's son's called Bruce. So I should make him a teddy, shouldn't I? Says she, who's only going to go make one teddy in all her life. And you're going to have hysterics when you see it. Because it will not be a pièce de résistance when I make my teddy. It'll be one that you can go, is she joking? And we've got Elizabeth and Heidi. Elizabeth and Heidi. Sorry the light's a bit funny, I've had to put the light on. I don't normally make videos this late, but as I didn't think my computer was going to be working, I didn't think there was much point actually in, you know, making a video that wouldn't upload. And that's the back view of her little dress. And next of all we have our little panda. The panda is called Lily and she's in fingering. That reminds me of my not my very first holiday. My holiday with a friend's mum and dad. We went to Tenby in Wales. And I bought a little panda while I was there. And we got friendly with two Welsh lads. Came from Cardiff. Well, came from, oh God, no, it wasn't Cardiff. What was it called? Penarth, near Cardiff. And they said I had to call the bear Yanto, because it's a Welsh name or something. So my bear was called Yanto until he fell to death. Right, we've now got Oliver, a chubby little bear who is very small. He's only 6 inches tall. Isn't he sweet? Maybe I should only do a 6-inch bear. But maybe has he got joints or bits? No, he doesn't seem to have jointy bits. So I might be alright with that one. And he seems to be done in a garter stitch all the way through. I'm alright so long as I don't have to do joints. Yeah. Molly, Toby and Jake. These are only 4 inches high. So they're done in fingering. Little teeny bears. If you're not into bears, you're probably bored to death by now, aren't you? I like looking at things. You might have gathered that. I don't always make things. I sort of collect patterns and think, I'm going to make that. It's like my doll's house. Not painted it yet. But got the furniture. Got whatever. Got the paint. Not painted it yet. Full of good ideas. I think I've told you before, procrastination is Jonathan's middle name. Yeah. Old bears. How tall is this one? It doesn't tell you. It just says William is made using the Elizabeth and Heidi pattern, but it's made using a second-hand batch of fingering. Oh, why would it be a second-hand batch of fingering? Oh, recycled, and they said recorded. Recycled yarn. And it's quite sweet, isn't it, that one? I think that's sweet. Maybe that's why they call it an old bear, because you're using recycled yarn, yeah. If you haven't got an old bear, the best thing to do is to make one. During his lifetime, old Ted will have loosened up and lost a few claws. Oh, has he lost a few claws? No, I don't think he has. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, there's the other old bear. One there with a Doctor Who scarf. Ooh, that's a tiny little bear, isn't it? That teeny weeny one. I presume you do different yarns. One said it's worsted, that'll be the big bear, won't it? The tiny bear will be done in fingering, no doubt, yeah. Oh, we've got a recycled bear. It's like the snowflake bear, but it's recycled. Recycled yarn. And then this one I think is so cute. This is Snowflake. Oh, that's sweet. Looks like it's done with a bit of Angora or a bit of... Yeah, it's done in mohair. Not very good if you do... Well, I wouldn't be doing any of these for babies anyway, because you've got to be so careful, haven't you? With the yarn you use and the stuffing you use and everything. It said that though at first glance the pattern looks a bit complicated, the little bear is quite simple. They're talking to me here, saying it's simple. Very quick to knit up. The body and the head are all in one piece, with a centre seam and no head gusset to insert. The arms and legs are also one piece, and both the arms are the same. Oh, it sounds like an easy one for novice. I'm a novice bear. Well, it's just telling you how you can do them all in different colours. Quite like the rainbow bear. Rainbow bear. All in bright colours, yeah. Yeah. Well, if I'd ever make any, it was £3. I would have spent as much on a magazine, just read it and thrown it away. So this is like a one you can keep having a look at, can't you? Saying, oh, isn't that sweet? Oh, isn't that cute? I do like them. I'm going to take them to Knit Club and see the lady who's attempting to make Paddington for about she's been knitting this coat for Paddington for I don't know how many weeks. It never seems to get any further, you know, it's got a standing joke now. Because she keeps forgetting what size she's knitting, and she keeps forgetting how many sleeves she's knitted, you know. Or if she's on the front, or if she's on the, yeah. Don't ask. We won't go there. It's a bit like when I taught crochet. I think I mentioned before, I had this one lady who obviously had the beginnings of Alzheimer's or dementia, and she never could get past the chain, you know, the first chain. Every week she came, she kept saying, show me again. I said, go home and practice. And she said, yeah, but when I get home I forgot what you said. So she kind of, I know I shouldn't be awful about it, it might be me one day. I might forget how to chain, or how to do anything. Oh, I hope that never happens. I hope somebody will be there, one of my friends or my crochet friends will be there to say, do this, do that, and they won't lose patience when I say, I've forgotten how to chain. But I decided then and there I do not have the patience to teach people how to crochet, or to knit for that matter. I used to go to a knit club one time, not the ones I'm going to now, where they used to advertise, come and learn how to knit, come and learn how to crochet. And the people who were running it couldn't do either. And they used to rely on people like myself and my friend who used to go to teach the newcomers how to do it. And I thought, this is a bit wrong. It's not our knit club, it's not our crochet club. I went there to chat and to do my knitting. I didn't go there to teach people. You know, that wasn't my niche, do you want to say. So I got a little bit fed up with that. Plus the fact that, you know, I hate to say this because it's going to sound very, very snobby, but some of the people who went there, oh, it's going to sound awful, this, isn't it? But they weren't my class of people. They used language that I wouldn't have used, and they talked about subjects that I wouldn't have broached in ladylike company, let's just say. And I didn't want to be tarred with the same brush, you know what I'm saying. I didn't want people to see me sitting there and think that I was the same, that I was like going to talk in the way they did and talk about the subjects that they did. So I just decided to leave. And I'm very, very happy with my new knit clubs now, where everybody is very ladylike, thank you. Don't I sound like a snob? I suppose I am. I don't like bad language. Very seldom do I swear, unless I've really hit my thumb with a hammer, you know, and you can't help but coming out with an expletive or something, you know. But it's not in my vocabulary as a norm. I don't swear as a norm. And neither do most of the people that I mix with. You know, it's just not nice, I think, when every other word is a cuss word. To me, that's not ladylike. If that sounds snobby, I'm sorry. But I don't, you know. I mean, I once did say to a young man, he was effing and jeffing standing at the side of me, and I said to him, do you know what? I said, you look like a really well-educated young man. And he looked at me and he said, well, yeah. I said, well, I'm sure you could think of another adjective. And his friends were all falling about laughing, and they said, we keep telling him not to swear, with every other word was a swear word. And he looked at me and I said, if you think you're shocking me, you're not. I said, it's just that I wish you would use a different adjective, you know. Say something's beautiful, say something's lovely. Doesn't always have to begin with an F, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. He did take it in good humour, because I didn't tell him off. I didn't say, oh, don't swear in front of me, you know. I just sort of appealed to his better side. It did work, because he did swear afterwards, and he went, oh, sorry, to me afterwards. And we just had a laugh about it, and his friends were all laughing. They thought it was so funny, because apparently they told him over and over again not to keep swearing with every other word, you know. And I do think sometimes they get into a habit and they don't notice that they swear with every other word. Or is that just my theory on things? Yeah. Well, the weather wasn't raining, let's just say. The sun tried to shine, but it wasn't very warm. And I keep meaning to take my camera to the seafront because honestly, they're doing sea defences and bringing great massive boulders in, I think I've told you before, in an attempt to stop the sea when it's high tide coming over the top and damaging property. But they're digging such a big hole in Fleetwood. Honestly, you could bury a double-decker bus in there. I mean, my friend, when we were coming home last Thursday, she said, what on earth are they digging a hole so big for? I said, I don't know. But they are big rocks. I mean, they're as tall as me, which is not very tall, but they're as tall as me, these rocks. So maybe they're going to bury them deep down. But actual fact, where they're actually putting this great big hole, there isn't any property nearby. I can understand it if you go further down as you're going towards Cleveland's. There doesn't seem to be such high sea defences, and yet there are houses right on the opposite side of the road. There's like a space where you can park cars looking out to sea, which is always very packed if it's a nice day, because even if it's not a nice day, you can sit in your car and look over the sea. But there's houses just at the back of there. I think I did want to take a video. I call them the flat roof houses, because I'm never a lover of a house with a flat roof. There used to be a lovely house near where I used to live before, and it was very much like Art Deco. They could have used it to film Poirot, you know, Agatha Christie novel, Poirot, because it was very, very Art Deco. But the whole roof was flat. And I don't know whether you've ever had anything with a flat roof. You always have trouble. I mean, we had terrible trouble with just the bay window when I lived in Prestwich. We had it redone. Every time they came, we've sorted it now, missus, it's not going to leak anymore. And eventually we had to have a slope put on it. Instead of being flat, we had to have the tiles on the roof like lifted, with a slope put down and a guttering. And that, touch wood, well, I don't live there anymore now, so I don't really care. But touch wood, it didn't leak after that, it didn't. Before that, it used to come down like a waterfall. It was like, oh no, when you heard the heavy rain, oh no. And it started coming in. And I used to have to put towels and buckets and everything all along the bay. And you're like, oh, flipping heck. Those were the days. And then I had to have my garage roof done. I had that redone with a slant put on it because that used to rain in. And I know it was only the garage, but it just annoyed me when I used to have my scooter in it and different things. Pools of water, you know, everywhere. It annoys you when it rains in, doesn't it? Anywhere. I don't know whether you've ever had houses that rain in, but it's annoying. Yeah. I mean, touching wood, it doesn't rain in here. Anyway, I'm going to go now. I don't think I'm going anywhere tomorrow. You may or may not see a video. I mean, Eason, that wanted to see what was in one of my green folders in the shed, did put a little message on saying, yes, I want to see one. So if you do want to see me looking through another of the folders, let me know. I don't know which one I'll choose, and probably it'll be full of old patterns that you won't be able to get anymore. But if you are interested in just having a look at what I collect, just say, you know, baby crochet, ladies crochet, cardigans or whatever, and I'll root out the folder and let you have a look. But as I say, I cannot guarantee that you would be able to get the patterns ever again. Anyway, please like, subscribe, give me the thumbs up. And I would like some more subscribers, pretty please. So if you know anyone who doesn't watch me, let me know. Oh, I went past the bread shop. Going off tangent. And in one corner of the window they had some crochet. I thought it was petitioned off, it wasn't near the bread. And it was like a little granny square bag and different things. And if you want to know anything about it, and this woman's address. And I'm thinking, well, I've never seen crochet in a bread shop before. But there's always a first. Anyway, bye for now.